Hey everyone, this is ScrapComputer here. This video is going to be another increment to my Improve the League series, where I mention ideas that if implemented would improve League of Legends in my opinion. In this video I'm going to be covering a very common improvement that most players have requested for a pretty long time, in client statistics. So let's cover the basics. There are external websites such as the following: LOL King, League of Graphs, Elo Fonts, etc, 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 plenty of these sites. All of these websites have stats on champion win rates, build win rates, match win rates, statistical correlate data between success and failure over 100 different variables. Hell, some even have win rates for bot lane matchups. For example, what percentage win rate does Kalista and Thresh have? What percentage win rate does an Ezreal Taric have? From there we can find the statistical advantage and the best matches based upon statistics and not just opinions. Now, League of Legends, in my opinion, can be compressed easily into statistics. I think every player wants to know what champion has a high win rate and what elo. They want to know statistically what item, for example, Kog'Maw has the highest win rate, to understand what is his strongest item path and basically give yourself a statistical advantage. These are stats from games that external third-party websites are showing us, and this is great, but I need to go to another third source rather than in-game client to get my own free stats, essentially, of a game, and I feel it's a little bit of a wasted potential and a potential overall improvement for the client. So my proposed system would look as shown below. You'd be able to access this by going into the summoner profile, and a new button would be available alongside the current. I do apologize first and foremost for my very poor ability to edit at all. From here you would be able to get a further button system in this tab, which would allow you to check the stats for champions. This would be a list of all champions, so you can have individual select for each of the stats if you want them. So if you click them, it would open up a new tab. Statistics. There would be win rates, there would be ban rates, there would be popularity seen below. These would be the basic overall stats that the champions would get. Champion details. Once clicked on a champion from either the champion menu or the stats menu, you get a set of all of their items with the win rates, summoner spells with the win rates, pick with the win rate, pick with the win rate. You would get leveling order with the win rate. You would get everything to know what is most successful, statistically speaking, on that champion. And this is from a pool of tens and hundreds of thousands of players, so you know it is correct over such a large quantity and such a large pool of information, which is really useful. You'd also see the general from an average, damage dealt, taken, assists and such. You'd be able to see a lot of other things, and you'd just be able to look at what works and what doesn't work on a statistical format. So I hope this is a very basic overview. I do apologize that my editing skills once again are not perfect. So I'll now cover the pros and the cons of this system, not just what it looks like, and I'm going to be as fair as I can. The pros. Champion percentage win rate. This is one all players can universally look at and say, well, if they have a 54% win rate, if played at least decently, I have an advantage playing them. Taking advantages of the most powerful champions in the current meta is always a smart move, and some players simply don't have access to this if they don't know about these third-party websites. Additionally, knowing which champions to avoid in a meta based upon statistical data to ensure you don't put yourself at a risk at just a pick disadvantage is pretty important. Basically, you can see who you should pick to win more games. Match win rates. Even more important is knowing the matchup win rate counters. If your champion is a basic statistical counter, then normally a counter mechanically or conceptually. This will help a player know who to pick versus certain matchups and teach them the basics of counter picking. So few players in the game actually know what to pick in certain matchups. This statistic could help change that. Most banned champions. This would show which champions everyone is banning, and generally, for the most part, if most people are banning it, it's probably a bit of an issue. Or it means that most people don't like playing versus it, which once again is a good reason to ban it. Believe it or not, most players ban on this score. I know pretty much 90% of my friends go on LOL King to find out who is most banned, and they ban that. This sounds sheepish, but at the end of the day, they're banned for a reason, and it also taking advantage of the bans people don't want to see, as I mentioned. Why not have a more solid ban phase for players that aren't banning basically Galio mid when they play LeBlanc? Item win rates. I know as a matter of fact, some people build incorrectly to completely off the beaten track. Knowing which items give you a statistical advantage to ensure win rate will help you play with these items, and hopefully, hence, make you win more games. Bot lane duo compatibility. This is one of the biggest reasons. Knowing which bot lane combinations are the strongest is an extremely important thing. Have the data on which champions work best together and have the highest win rates once you ensure that you'll not be picking up basically a weak matchup. Certain bot lane compositions have an extremely low win rate. With stats, players would avoid these. Win rates in each elo. Knowing which champion is strong in your elo can really help you out in knowing what you really should be playing. For example, Annie's got a pretty high win rate in lower elos where it falls off a little bit later on because outplay mechanics of skilled players does come into play. This will allow people to generally know what they should be picking at what elo. If something is statistically a positive, it means it's something you should generally do. Going by statistics gives a player a better chance of winning games. If you want to win these games, stats are great. And the one thing I did want to mention, some people play the game to win it ranked. That is their enjoyment in League of Legends. I'm actually one of them as well. I like winning. I don't like losing. Not necessarily ranked, but I like winning in general. I always go off the statistical data. I always go off what works, what doesn't work, what runes work, what doesn't work, and I just go off the best thing I can, statistically speaking. And this has actually improved my gaming experience. It's got me a little bit better at the game. It ensures I know a lot more about it, and it just ensures I'm going with the winning formula. Why go with the losing formula when you can just basically flip it up and get a victory out of it? In my opinion, a lot of players do play just to win it ranked. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and this would improve the system for them specifically quite well. The cons: less champion diversity. Why would you play a champion with a lower win rate? Logically speaking, you're less inclined to play a Zero who's got a win rate of 45% right now, than Kog'Maw who's got a 55.2% win rate. Currently speaking, a lot of people are playing Kog'Maw because, let's be honest, he's borderline broken in the current patch. Kog'Maw has 11.7 play rate right now, and you can, later on when this video is a little bit older, you'll be able to know he's broken right now, and basically use this formula for them. Even after having an extremely high ban rate, Kog'Maw still played 11.7% of the time, whereas Azir's only got a 2.6% play rate. This means people don't really want to test or play new champions. Now this is kind of a problem. Now Azir has got a really high win rate if you're really good at him. The problem is, on a general statistical format, most people fail first time and never play him again. That is the reason why he's not played that much, and that's a main issue overall. People won't play diversity, they'll just play the strongest. Now this doesn't mean that you'll never play anything else, it just means diversity and champion picks will go down a little bit. I still main Dashroll even though I knew he had a 45% win rate in past seasons because I seen his potential strength. It didn't matter to me that he had a lower win rate. If you like champions, you'll stick to them regardless anyway, but some people won't be as diverse. Less item diversity. If you know build A has got a 60% win rate or a 70% win rate, and build B's got a 40% win rate, this new build you're thinking of, and might even testing, you might not even do it. You might not even bother testing new items. What's the point? We've already got a formula that works really, really well. Why would you mess around with a winning formula? Testing items and variants of items would generally plummet down, and this is something we don't want to see. Less diversity in general. To me, this is the main reason why Rad has not implemented this. They want to make the game evolve and be diverse in terms of itemization and more importantly champion picks. It's the reason why they nerf big champions to ensure everyone just doesn't spam them for a statistical advantage. With stats on it in game, a good portion of people are going to be playing ranked and they'll just play the strongest current vanilla champion. They won't be playing pretty much anything else. Now, this also means that testing and expansion and development of the game would be a little bit slower and a little bit tedious. Now once again, this is a good point, but it's not for every player. I've played champions that I've liked regardless of win rate, and I know a lot of the community do. We just play champions we like. Now there is a small, I would say about 20% of the community that go off stats and just want to basically win the game. They just want to win, that's all they want to do. And what's wrong with giving these guys a tool to basically ensure they've got a bit more of a percentage chance of winning, to help them enjoy the game the way they like to? In my opinion, the pros outweigh the cons. The cons are basically a little bit of less diversity with certain players, but it's not exactly applicable for everyone. I know a lot of players that love playing. I know I have a player on my stream that just loves to play anything that's not played. He likes playing champions that just aren't played, statistically speaking. Don't know why, just likes it. And because of that, he just plays whoever he wants, really. I've got other players that just play champions they find of interesting mechanics. I have certain people that only play bruisers. I have certain people that only play AD carries. I have certain people that only play caster mid lanes. I have certain people that only play kiting champions. Everyone's got their niche and what they enjoy and what they like in the game, and giving certain people that their enjoyment derives from winning some statistics isn't really going to hurt the game all too much, in my opinion. But of course, guys, tell me what you think. Tell me below in the comments if you agree, you disagree, maybe something I missed out on, guys. You could definitely give me some points. I'm always up for a conversation. And that's it for the video, guys. If you like it, dislike it, dislike it. If you like the content, you can subscribe. And if you think it's horrible and I'm totally wrong and the system would destroy League of Legends, you can unsub. I'm totally fair. I also stream on Twitch TV, guys. The link will be in the low bar. Beyond that, guys, have a great day. Best of luck in the Rift, and I'll see you guys next time.